So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for nobody's favorite segment, and it is called So BJ Bethel, right? He melts down. We talked about him earlier in the show, but the four ex AEW horsemen, I guess, who have taken over WWE. BJ Bethel, he melts down about this photo. He's like, another story to this photo. Cody and Punk walked out. They wanted Jade to go to NXT, drop her fitness sponsorships, and leave her daughter for less money. Ricky was on the scene for years and was picked up in an open challenge. You can make an argument WWE fumbled them worse. How do they fumble any of those people when they're there now with the biggest names they've ever had, doing record gates and attendances and all this? How is that a fumble? Kooky, man. So moving along here, Brian Last gets into a bit of a scrap over these new WWE LJNs. Okay, not a scrap, I guess. He just trashes them. He says, I don't know why this is in Sickos, by the way. Brian Last says, I bought the new WWE LJNs and got an extra set so my son can play with the kind of figures I played with as a kid. He somehow broke his Logan Paul in a battle with Hulk Hogan, revealing that the figure is seemingly half dildo. Certainly not built to last like they used to be, which is, man, if you're someone who collects toys or heists them, like that one guy we covered on the show. And then Brian Last has a follow-up on yesterday's post about the new WWE LJN Logan Paul figure. It's actually 3 parts. It would be one thing if this was labeled as not a toy, like many collectibles are, but this figure was sold as being for ages 6 and up. Hey, Mattel, what the? So Mattel cutting corners and hopefully not ending any children's lives by accident. Caught up in a lawsuit, right? We don't need any of that shit. So BJ Bethel blocked me, and I just said, I don't think I've ever interacted with this bum, because I don't think I have, but he blocked me. So there you go. Same like Brian did. Bunch of getting mad, dude. It's because all this AEW is about to blow up in everyone's faces. Somebody found this, some beep boop beep activity, right? Anti-WWE at Protect Tony Khan is the account or whatever. And then they just put a verbatim tweet out that AIR Gold put out, like word for word. So they either swiped it or it's just bots. They get an email. They're all in a group chat. They just copy and paste the same thing. Or like it's the same guy running both accounts. Because it's just sicko activity, dude. And then, yeah, like this guy here says, Juan Carlos says, now that Zoran Mamdani is NYC mayor, NYC is officially AEW territory. The Fed can't claim it as their territory anymore. I'm pretty sure that Mamdani guy is a fan of both WWE and AEW, but it doesn't shock me that some sickos are taking that as some sort of victory. It's like, okay. But yeah, it's like, dude, here's MSG Raw coming up. 14K tickets sold. Here's the last time AEW was in New York. Not even 1,500 tickets. I just don't necessarily think we should be making claims like that. And so here's Brian Idol destroying Bixen Span, or just putting out there that a story was fake. He just got in fights with like a bunch of people, like a bunch of sickos started going at him after he went after AEW, which is fair. Like, I mean, that's his prerogative, but people are like calling him out for others. And Bixen Span gets in the mix and is like, off the top of my head, Omega had a very short-lived fake DM screenshot. Brian Idol, Earl Cooter was accused of something where the details. So this was during the speaking out where I guess maybe Brian, I'm assuming it seems to line up date-wise, and I guess Brian Idol was like accused of some shit. I don't know. Bixen Span was standing for Kenny. He's just arguing with sickos. We covered all this, right? Like, I don't need to go over his anger and wrath towards Tony Khan and shit like that, but that's where it stemmed from. Then of course you get the White Knights like Bixen Span and them standing up for defending AEW. Like, why? What is your vested interest in like defending them so hard? It's easy to just call out what's shitty, like I did. We watched the Tony Khan video. I like Ace Austin and Kyle Fletcher. Okay, Tony's a nut. You just call it out, bro. I don't know. And speaking of calling it out, JD, I'm over here now. He's got an opinion. This is what I think of you. That's what I said. That's what I think of you. JD, J Dice Clay. Oh, go. He has some criticisms for AEW. Let's take a listen. And Chi-Town Smark is like, man, I wish I could have a rebuttal to any of that. And it's like, don't cope for the bad shit. Just call it out when it's bad. Fucking put it over when it's good.
So we come to find out tonight on November 5th that he's now making the AEW Internet, or I did what fucking Sockface did. He's making the national championship, which will be
Sockface. That's what I think of you.
Defended on Ring of Honor, New Japan, CMLL, and all other AEW branded partnerships. Wasn't this the same thing that the International Championship was supposed to do? Number one.
Oh.
Number two, he just theoretically made the Okada and Kenny Omega match absolutely fucking useless because he went back on everything that was supposed to be that match to unify those belts, to then ununify them and just create a brand new championship.
Fucking correct.
So what the fuck are we doing here, man? We got another new championship that will mean absolutely nothing in this company because
Sockface, it's mine now.
The existing championships don't mean a fucking thing on television at all. I can't even fucking keep count.
I can't even fucking keep count of it. This fucking hoe.
How many championships are in this company? And what he did, in my honest opinion, he's using this championship as a vehicle to pretend that someone is better off with the championship because he has no fucking idea how to use them creatively. And I honestly think with Ricochet and Bobby Lashley and the Hurt Syndicate, that's probably going to end up in one of those factions because they basically canceled each other out for the last month and a half, 2 months. So he's like, well, none of these groups have gotten over, so let's put the title on one of those guys so that they can pretend to feel important, and my shit booking isn't really all that noticeable.
No, dude, it's noticeable. We notice it.
Bro, this is fucking absolutely terrible. And they got so many problems that they're masking by creating more and more championships. We got Mercedes carrying around 14 titles. We got Okada carrying around 3 championships. We got fucking how many championships in the Don Callis family? Championships that don't matter. Bro, what the fuck?
I love it. I do love it.
What are we doing here?
Well, that's an interesting take.
Let's listen to Chi-Town Smark.
And
he's just always felt it. He just loves it.
I wish I had a fucking comeback. I don't.
I wish I had a comeback. Why do you wish you had a comeback though? Like, why do you wish you could defend that bullshit? Why? Just be like, dude, it's ass.
Women's tag team championships actively being competed over in a tournament, and he's going to crown the champions at the pay-per-view probably, and he's got this other championship being contested in a gauntlet match, bro. A gauntlet match that we just saw 4 months ago. That should absolutely be a staple for their biggest show of the year, and only at their biggest show of the year. He's abusing the gimmick again because he doesn't know what to fucking do.
How does this new title not take away from the luster of the women's tag team titles? I mean,
I know that's the other thing too. Thank you, Chi-Town Smark. It's like, bro, what? You just introduced new titles. Why the fuck would you introduce another new? Because Tony hates women's wrestling. I'm convinced of it. He doesn't understand how to book women.
Even wait to crown those first. He's already presenting a new one.
Don't you think this takes away from the belt that Okada has? Because that was the Continental and International Championship, which is basically the National Championship.
Oh, I'm over here now.
I actively forgot that Okada is even actually carrying a title. He's not doing.
Bro, Chi-Town Smark, who loves AEW, bro. He's a sicko. And he just said he didn't even know Okada had a fucking belt, dude.
Do anything with it.
Bro, we went from international champion to continental champion to unified champion back to national champion, which is basically the first edition of the international championship.
And I'm going, what the fuck? I'm going, it's my yam bag.
Correct. Correct.
Why?
Yeah. Oh, man.
And then Chi-Town Smark's like, ooh, yeah, I don't know, man. I just watch. They invite me to shows and shit. I ain't trying to get canceled from Hog, brother. Oh, shit. That's a good clip, man. So, speaking of good clips. I don't know, it's a terrible transition, but Carmen Petrovich says, hey friends, usually I'm really good with responding to my squad and trying to be as engaging as possible, but if I don't respond, please do not reach out to my family or friends through personal phone numbers in order to get in contact with me. It will get you blocked. Yeah, we gotta quit, like, not we, I ain't a part of this fucking sickodom, but you sickos and wackos out there, fucking fans, okay? We as in fans, stop going to fucking hotels and airports and shit and like running up and touching and fucking getting their phone numbers and stuff. None of these folks like this. This is the difference too. A lot of people blame celebrities. A lot of people go, "Oh, boo-hoo, you're famous. That's what you wanted." Here's also the problem though. Everything's way more accessible. Like fucking a lot of celebrities weren't like tweeting, interacting every day, and like that's part of their celebrity. Now you have to be like on social media and shit like that. That was never an aspect of celebrity before. And so everybody's just getting annoyed with internet shit overstepping its boundaries. So yeah, just we get it. She's hot, bro. Like, you know, calm down. She's not gonna marry you. You know, if you fucking tie her up or whatever the fuck, like that Liv Morgan stalker, they found rope and shit in his trunk. Like, that's allegedly. That's not gonna make them date you. You're a fucking serial killer, bro. Just get some help. I promise you'll feel better. You know, Tony Khan yapped up these titles, right? And we talked about that before. And we also talked about Luke Menzies here. This is what I want to talk. Or first, Jake Hager. Here we go. Jake Hager. Okay. He drops not safe for work, brutal responses after brutal tweet targets his career. So he went off on Tony Khan before. Fuck Tony Khan. You guys remember that? So someone tweeted out on this day 15 years ago on SmackDown, the Big Show trashes Jack Swagger's precious trophies, including a Scrabble championship, at Paul White, at Jake Hager. One fan decided to unload some unnecessary physical venom in response. And this guy goes, thank God your in-ring career is done. You had some physical gifts, but perhaps the least charismatic in history after almost 20 years in pro wrestling. And still you look like an untalented rookie with polio out there. Oh, but you got a great hat. Fuck you, middle finger. So probably an AEW fan. And then this guy goes, your mom. And then Jake Hager goes, your mom has a lot of physical gifts. I'm sorry, I don't mean to rouse them. Your mom has a lot of physical gifts when she SMDFTB. Hashtag SMDFTB. SMD suck my dick from the back. Is that what it is? What is SMDFTB? Oh, shit. That's what it has to be because they're saying it's an NSFW, whatever. SMD from the suck my dick from the bottom. Lick it. Oh shit, dude. What a creepy response, dude. That's all good. I guess he was talking about his mom, so all's fair in love and mom jokes, right? Moving along, this is the main event here, and I put this in the Sicko segment just because I don't know why, right? And it's hard. It's like, is this miscellaneous news? We have Matt Koon arguing with Giri. It's like Raj Giri, pardon me. Usually that winds up in the Sicko segment. So basically what happened, and then Raj and Luke Menzies get into it as well, FKA Ridge Holland. So a GoFundMe has been opened to support the family of Luke Menzies, formerly known as Ridge Holland, given the circumstances of his WWE departure. Chelsea Green is donating $1,000 monthly. And it says, help a father of three heal without losing everything. Now, I guess his relatives set this up. And I wouldn't dismiss this. I'd read the whole thing. I'd plug the link. I'd put it in the fucking thing. But I'm not doing that because he is telling people not to. All of a sudden, Ridge is like mad that people started a GoFundMe for him, right? So basically, we had like Chelsea Green donated. And then like Wrestle Talk and all these shit rags started like commenting and making it. Here's the thing, man. Like every time someone donated who's in wrestling, like, oh, Kyle Fletcher gave 1,000. Nick Jackson gave 1,000. Chris Jericho gave 1,000. Just anyone who gave 1,000, they kept like the news, these like Wrestle Talks and Cultaholics and shit, they're posting like, oh, look, this young buck gave 1,000. And then they're posting all the names. It's like, listen, man, can we let people just humbly be charitable and just keep it moving? Like, I get it. It's good publicity, I guess, for the link itself. But then it just blew up in everyone's face. And I was right in my assessment. It's kind of gross. Just let people fucking donate, right? It's a public thing. They choose to keep their name public or not. I mean, do we need to do it and like keep track and keep points for everybody for this GoFundMe? It just felt gross that the dirt sheets were kind of doing that. You know, they're saying thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Chelsea Green pledges 1,000 monthly. Other wrestlers were given 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. A bunch of people sent money in. And then Luke Menzies had this to say, dude. Ridge Holland, he issued the following statement regarding the GoFundMe page set up to support his family, right? And he says, thank you for all the incredible support shown through the GoFundMe campaign. However, I want to clarify that I was not aware the page was going live and had no prior discussion with the family member who created it. Okay, you're like, all right, cool. So maybe he's just working a bit. Hey, I had no idea, guys. Thanks so much for all the support. I've since requested that no further donations be accepted, and this change should take effect within the next 24 hours. So now it's like,
You what?
at first it was like, Ridge Holland, come on down. And then he's like, fuck you guys. So he goes, what? So again, this is after like multiple posts of him being like, man, this is fucked, like progressively getting angrier. Like, this is fucked up that WWE ain't taking care of me and shit. And we covered all that on the show. And I've given my take on it a few times. But he's like, man, this is all fucked up. So people are assuming like, dude, he's worried about paying a mortgage. Like, nobody, it's almost Christmas time. Like, no one wants to hear that. Like, the wrestling community should fund this. I even pitched, I was like, you know, fuck a union. Wrestling should all come together and create like the official museum slash like scholarship slash social fucking fundraising, public pro wrestling, whatever the fuck foundation, and people can make donations of contributions, set up a museum. I think that'd be so cool if like a billionaire who loved wrestling, Tony Khan, someone like that stepped in and did something like that. But either way, it's like there's no shame in, he didn't start a GoFundMe. There's no shame in like, I don't know, man, if you're GoFundMeing for like a trip or a fucking TV or something, that's kind of whack. If you're GoFundMeing for like, damn, my mortgage and I just had to get my neck fused and I just got fired out of fucking nowhere. And again, a lot of people would even be like, oh, come on now, Phil, that's not very fair. Why are you white knighting for him? Chat me up about him making 6 fucking figures over the last how many years, right? So, and there's that too. And I even said, dude, when those Brawling Brutes checks were hitting, and I don't know if they were more than the NXT, he said he took a pay cut. So those Brawling Brutes checks must have been hitting more than the NXT ones. Should have been banking those. And again, I'm not trying to tell anyone how to manage their fucking money or pocket watch. It's just a matter of like, that was when he was really over, you know, and that's when, like, as soon as you get on the fucking main roster and you get that bump in pay, you gotta, that's like, that extra cash should just be getting banked away. I don't fucking know. They have like money management. A lot of people are criticizing him. You should learn how to manage your money. I'm not trying to do all that. He's probably a lot smarter with money than I am, or many people are, especially people who watch wrestling, even though they do have the highest IQs. Shout out the ESPN. Was that ESPN fucking, but like, it's like they're, you know, he's in there doing it. He's making the 6 figures. We're not, you know what I mean? So he can, unless you are, then, I mean, most WWE fans are fucking probably are with these ticket prices. You know what I mean? The ticket prices are through the fucking roof. I'm sure that
poor people don't like
a lot of
AEW.
fucking balling folks buying tickets. But either way, we're not trying to pocket, but it's not like, the point I'm getting at, he didn't even come himself like hat in hand, but he was sort of alluding to like, fuck, this got me out of nowhere and I got a mortgage and 5 kids. Okay, dude, we feel for that. Like everybody can fucking feel for that. And like he was a performer. If you love pro wrestling, you know what these guys go through. I know Big E's neck got broken, but he's risked his neck too, just as much as the next guy. Everybody does in pro wrestling. So Ridge goes, but he cuts off the fucking GoFundMe. And then he says, once we figure out how to move forward and I recoup the amount donated, I will be donating said amount to charity. So it's going to a good cause. He's going to donate that amount to a charity. However, a bunch of people might be like, fuck you. What if I don't support that charity? Or like, and it's like, who doesn't support charity? You guys get what I'm not saying me. We're just talking hypothetically. There could be someone who's like, well, I wasn't given this. The charity was you, bro. Do you need it or not? Because you know what I mean? Like, what are you going to give it to? Like, save the animals or some shit. Hey man, I was trying to save you or whatever. You know what I mean? Like there could be people. So I don't know if you can just like recoup it and then donate it. Also, I don't know if it just works that way, Ridge. But then he says, I sincerely apologize if the page caused any upset or offense. Bro, your fucking tweets caused upset and offense. And that's why the fucking thing was set up. Now, was he seeing backlash online of people being like, man, this guy made 6 figures the last how many years and he expects fans to donate. Now all the wrestlers are giving him a handout. Was he seeing backlash like that? And so he decided, no, I need to axe this. Okay, that's his personal choice. And again, it makes no difference in my life if he gets it or not. But after all the shit he was saying, like his tweets made it sound like he was going to be fucking in a box at Christmas time snowing, like hat in hand, change, like come Christmas time. That's what he was making it sound like, so again, like it sounded like his fucking mortgage might not have been paid next month or in the next few months is what he made it sound like. And so he says, oh, that was never the intention. Thank you for your understanding and kindness. So again, I think he handled this well. I think if a family member saw his tweets, then set this up for him, I could see him being embarrassed and pissed and like, no, I was going to work this out myself. I was just voicing the truth and I'm not asking for a handout. I never wanted that. Because it's not like the tweets he put out was asking for a handout per se. It was just him voicing like, I might have some fucking troubles here, but it's going to make a lot of people not want to help the next time some shit like so how much of it was just griping? You kind of just slapped everyone in the fucking face a little bit. So that was unfortunate. But then, Raj Giri had this to say. He gets into it with Luke Menzies here. So let's just go through here. This guy, we got like a sicko tunnel here where Raj is Ericing with Derek Sabato. Let's look. Is this like a ref? Yeah, I'm following him. Producer of Wrestling Observer, president of, Wrestling Observer, social media, of course. So this is the problem too, is like the Wrestling Observer folks all fucking white knighting for Ridge. You guys a year ago would shit on and make fun of this guy. But either way, it's like 6 to 8 months with zero income for family of 5. So what was this guy responding to here? So Raj is like, to sound like Scrooge, but maybe don't take mortgages you can't afford until you've made it. If you're on a 3-year deal and you're not over, don't spend like you're on a 5-year deal with a bunch of options. I feel for Ridge, but like with any other job, if you're not contributing to the bottom line, then they have no obligation to take care of your lifestyle. Giving it gap beginning. So then Chris Avro says 6 to 8 months with zero income for a family of 5. Dude, there's lots of people going through that who didn't just come off of 6-figure contracts, though. Go virtue signal for them. How many people on the planet do you think are good with that, Raj? Come on. WWE TKO should have extended his deal. No. Here's the problem, though, with a take like this. And it sounds like Scrooge. It sounds cold-blooded, but it's like, no, you can't. Here's the thing, man. You can't expect like, a single, he has no job and he has 5 kids. Well, who told him to have 5 fucking kids? You know what I mean? Like that's a man's responsibility. And I think Ridge agrees with me, even though he's going to fight with Raj. But Raj made it his business. And Ridge was probably just upset with seeing Raj just talking about it all fucking day. I think Ridge understands this too, because he didn't ask for the GoFundMe. Someone set it up in his name. And so he's like, I'm returning the money, For this guy to be like, WWE TKO should have extended until he was healthy. Well, no, they shouldn't have done anything. That's fucking... If I owned the billions and the $1 trillion company, yeah, I would do it. You might do it too. But you can't be like, they should have done this thing that like, no. It's not how it works. And it's hard to say that, but it's just like, it doesn't work like that anywhere. Get fired from, you're a guy working 7-Eleven. Let's say you're a teenager. You knock your high school sweetheart up. I don't know. You get fired from work and then 7-Eleven should have paid that. It doesn't work there either. It should. In a hippie kumbaya land, but it just doesn't work that way anywhere. So Rod's like, dude, what are you talking about? His contract expires next week. He was terminated earlier this week. So Derek Sabato says, I think the point is that there probably won't be many people hiring him while he's hurt. That, plus all the sickos shit on Ridge. people hated on Ridge. AEW stands and their ilk, like Dave and Brian, fucking say Ridge is a shitty wrestler and stuff. Yeah, it's like, where's he going to work? TNA? He was just there, essentially. Like, some people are hesitant to try and go TNA because they are connected to WWE in some form or fashion, right? And then Raj says, why? There's plenty of jobs out there that you can do with a foot injury. I mean, again, Raj, I don't know if I agree with that. It's like, still, what wrestling company is going to hire him to, or what does he get? What are you saying? He should go pump gas or something? Like, I don't understand what you're saying there. So he gets hurt while wrestling. WWE decides not to renew his contract. And again, this falls on the wrestlers a little bit. You got to fight for unionization. Because again, yes, WWE is going to do that. He got hurt while wrestling for that company. It's fucked up. But all the wrestlers are okay with being not in a non-union, and they're all okay with being quote unquote independent contractors. And they weigh that risk before they sign there. They know this. They know what they signed. Like, we have to stop treating people like they're all fucking redacts. Ridge knows what he signed. He took the risk, bet on himself, knowing this could happen. And that's the thing, man. They're all okay with being independent contractors because of the benefits until it doesn't benefit people. But it's not even Ridge saying any of this. It's people white knighting it for him. Just look at what Ridge says. Okay. He's like, I don't want a handout. I'm all good. I'm going to figure this out on my own. Thank you all. I think Ridge has handled this all well. And I don't blame him, or I do blame him for some of the outrage being on his part based off his tweets. But I don't blame him. I don't blame him for like voicing his opinion. Man, I really got fucked over here. Like, that's his experience, man. He's allowed to voice that. It wasn't, man, I got fucked over, give me money. But either way, though, this ref says WWE decides not to renew his contract, which is really the only line of work where you can't file for something because of the independent contractor status. Doesn't that make the case that WWE forced him to change careers? Bro, that is such a fucking leap. That is such a leap to go to. They forced him to make a career change. That's such a leap. It's not like he could never work in wrestling again. He could still get a job in wrestling right now, for all we know. But Raj says, this is the last thing I'm going to tweet about this. I hate sounding cold, but it is what it is. No one is responsible for the line of work you choose except yourself. Boom. Boom. He was going to, and it's just true. He was going to get cut last year. WWE renegotiated his deal for 1 year for NXT. Should WWE have extended his contract for as long as he was injured? Sure. But the end result would have been the same. The guy never got over and spent like he was. And here's the thing, Raj saying he spent like he was. I don't know about that, Raj. That's intense to be like, unless Raj knows something, we don't, but he spent money. He can't afford his mortgage. He spent like he was, maybe, yeah, like if your mortgage is too much, but it's just like, then yes, that would be like living above your means, right? But I just think that's such a fucking, that's like, unless you looking at his bank statements, how do you know, he's not like spending it on drugs and like cheeseburgers or whatever, right? So it's like, I don't know. And we don't know, like, did the fucking house market go up? His fucking payments could have went up. We don't know what's going on in his life, right? Like, you know, Ridge finally responds and says, Raj, you need to stop speaking so confidently about a situation you have zero knowledge about. WWE offered me a 3-year deal. I negotiated a 1-year deal. And this is where Ridge fucks up and just completely puts his foot in his mouth. He goes, WWE offered me a 3-year deal. I negotiated a 1-year deal as I didn't want to be tied in for 3 years on 50% on what I've been earning. I was given 4 weeks notice of non-renewal. So instead of so here's the thing. They offered him less money for 3 years. And he said, give me 1 year of what you're still paying me. This is what I'm extrapolating. And because he didn't want to be tied in for no, pardon me. He's saying, give me 1 year on the half of what I'm being paid. You guys get what I'm saying here? I misspoke. So they offered him a 3-year deal at half of what he was making before. He said, just give me 1 year of half of what I'm making instead of 3, because I don't want to be locked in for that. So he doubly bet on himself, guys. He doubled down on himself. And he went, give me 1 year. And if at the end of this year, you guys don't think I'm worth more than than the half you're giving me. So he accepted the half, should have taken it for the 3 years. But again, it's not, he's his own man. You're an independent contractor. Choose your own journey. But for everyone white knighting, listen to this. He could have been locked in for 3 years. But he chose not to do that. So they're looking at it. Well, his deal's coming up. He didn't want the 3-year. He's not worth more. He's hurt now. We'll just release him. That's fucked up and shitty. But also, it's a series of decisions in life that led him there to this point. And he chose to he did accept the less money, but just not for the 3 years, only the 1 year. So in essence, he kind of fucked himself. Should have locked yourself in for the 3. Tomorrow's not guaranteed, you know? Next year's not always guaranteed. So, I mean, if you want to interpret it that way, again, I don't like, maybe it was his negotiating tactic. It seems like a lot of these guys too, like Cross and people pulling these negotiating tactics. WWE's like, we don't care. We're not playing any of these games. Like, we're done. AEW's nothing inconsequential. We work with TNA. Go there if you want, but we're not playing these like negotiation games. Right? That's how it's coming across to me. But Raj responds and says, so you negotiated going from a 3-year deal to a 1-year deal and now have a GoFundMe. Got it. Oh, man. That is fucking brutal. He fucking stunnered him there, dude. That's a death blow. And so Matt Keen had this to say, and he's arguing with Raj, man. They're just, Raj says, why? There's plenty of jobs out there that you can do with a foot injury. Now, I sort of gave my opinion on this take as well. I was like, I don't know, Raj. That's Raj, pardon me. That's kind of, and then Matt Keen just goes, dude. And then Ricochet goes, he is just a shitty human. And then Raj goes, dude, I can't remember the last dollar that I made that was dependent on my foot. Dude, Raj, that is for real an ignorant thing to say, dog. Like, yeah, I don't know, Raj. It's, I don't know. I think you're just going off now in the wrong direction, right? I would say that. And then Matt Keen goes, I would say that puts you out of step with many Americans. I like that, out of step, but with many Americans, including professional wrestlers like Ridge Holland. See, I call it down the line. I gotta be honest on that take. I think Raj is a little out of touch there. He goes, I've never seen a guy generate so much sympathy over losing 11 days of pay and having made 6 figures for years. And that is true. So again, points to Raj. This is like a back and forth battle. Points to Raj on that last round. That is true. Like, he did go out there. Like, this is all because Ridge was like, man, he progressively got more upset as well, seemingly. And like more I don't want to say desperate, but like he progressively got more like, yo, this is fucked up, and this, like I don't want to trash WWE, but like they fucked me, this is a mess. He drummed it up, and that's where this all stems from. So it's unfortunate he shut down the GoFundMe, I guess. If you donated and you're like, well, I don't want it to go to charity, I mean, that's your prerogative. If you're like, whatever, just, it's for you, Ridge, you do what you see fit for you and your family. That's how I would look at it if I already donated. I wouldn't like be mad at Ridge or anything. I just, dude, I gave it to you. It's yours now. You just do what you see fit, and everything's good, That's how I would approach it. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Sicko Segment. Oh, wow.